try to get this shit straight. And oh fuck, this motherfucker gonna fall. I know it's gonna fall. All right, well I'm gonna have to do a little lean over thing up in here so y'all can see this joint. But I'm starting this blog. Some of y'all know that already. I was trying to put a channel together with a couple people, and I hope that they'll still come in, so we can get enough dialogue going on to make it interesting. I don't know, shit. Maybe we ought to call this shit for the people. Maybe that's what it should be. So, you'll basically talk about different things that go on, different things that happen in the community. Probably more importantly, what should happen in the community, in our communities, with ourselves. So, but I'll elaborate on that a little bit more as I, kind of dove in and figure out exactly what focus point I want this to be. So, right now, I kind of don't know what the exact focus is going to be, so we might kind of jump around from topic to topic. But today, and I'm a little bit up under the weather. Excuse me. I'm a little bit up under the weather. Man, I need another angle for this freaking camera. And of course, I'm driving and shooting a video. I know it's not the safest, but I ain't holding this joint. I'm actually holding the wheel or whatnot. But I'm just thinking, and I kind of want to talk on and reflect some on kind of what happened today. Yeah, what happened today. And just thinking about the different things and how it was processed and how some of the stuff was shocking. And, oh yeah, that's right, y'all. I'm not even cussing. Oh my God, I'm doing so much better. I gotta stop saying that. No. But how some of the stuff was shocking to me and how some of it wasn't. And the sad part about that is the things that were shocking to me weren't actually the bad things that happened. They were the good things that happened. You know what I'm saying? And that was great. That was a pretty good thing. So, almost all the time that I sit back and talk to people about, what we doing, what we should be doing, where we at, where we should be, where we're going, are we going to be able to get there? Just things of those nature as a whole. And I guess maybe I better start with elaborating on some of those things, my beliefs, as far as that is concerned. I guess I'll start off by saying that some people probably going to say I'm being negative or whatever, and totally cool with that. But I don't see us as a people being able to make any progress in, be an empowerment, be an enlightenment, be helpful and be supportive and stuff like that for our people. I also don't believe that we are going to make a change or be able to make a change in our lifetimes, even our grandchildren's lifetime. And I mean, it's sad to say now, my girls have children now. And my grandkids are young, very young, 4, 2, and a baby. And I don't see things changing in their lifetime, their children's lifetime, and their grandchildren's lifetime. In my opinion, I think that there's some things that need to happen in order for us to get there. And we do have a lot of positive people, man, that are out here and trying to make things better, do better things, do better choices, Be supportive of people that look like themselves, as well as other people do too. I think that, well, ain't no thinking. It's shit. Fuck that. It's the truth. Black people support everybody, whether they like for us to or not. Because there is not one thing that black people don't spend their money on. Black people spend their money on everything. Chinese food, you know, Korean, Japanese, if you name it. White folks, Jewish folks, everywhere that things are being sold, black people are going. It don't matter. They're going to go spend that bread. You know, and which that's a problem and not being a problem. You know, I think in order for this world to move, money has to move as a whole. But I think if we want a sway in power and a sway in things that are going to be relevant for making things better for us, you need to be spending that money with other people that look like you. You dig? If we don't, excuse me, y'all going to hear that a little bit, but I apologize. But if we don't spend our money with people that look like us, we'll never be able to have Black Wall Street again. We'll never be able to create infrastructure. You know, we'll never circulate money in our communities 6, 7, 8, 9, 25 times before it leaves out the community, you know, to further develop our financial situations. And we're not. Honestly, I doubt it on every level. Every level that God has to offer, that we're going to be able to do that, you know, whatsoever. But I also believe that we're going to have to start raising our own politicians, our own judges, definitely our own fucking, you know, prosecutors and shit like that. Everything that, you know, is being used against us, we have to raise them, you know, so they totally believe, damn that motherfucker. So they totally believe in Black empowerment, Black knowledge, Black wealth, Black education. And I don't mean going to these colleges like, you know, a lot of these, you know, people think, you know, oh, you gotta go to college, you gotta get a bachelor's degree, you gotta get a master's, you gotta get a doctorate. Man, listen, a lot of those people are like 100% broke. 100% broke. I mean, if you even start looking at other races that's out here, you know, I've seen some articles that I've read where it was some people that was making, you know, $250,000 a year, $400,000 a year, you know, in turn end up being maitre d's at the restaurants that they used to go and spend $2,000 and $3,000 in a couple times a week. You know what I'm saying? So going to these colleges per se ain't gonna necessarily help you get anywhere. It's a whole bunch of people with masters, bachelors, associate's degrees, you know, that's fucking working at fucking Walmart, Kmart, you know, things of that nature. So that don't mean that you're gonna be this super educated person and you're gonna have a great life and stuff like that. Shit, ask your parents. They probably got a master's or something, you know, and the motherfuckers are struggling just like everybody else. You know what I mean? So I don't really believe, you know, school is the way. You know, I do, however, feel like school does have some fundamental things, but don't take it as far as learning nothing, because if you think about this stuff yourself, how many people actually use anything that they were taught from elementary school through high school and in college on some levels that you're going to use in your everyday working society? Yeah, I paused because I wanted you to ask yourself that question. And I also wanted you to answer that question. And the fact of the matter is, very little. And more importantly, 9 times out of 10, none. You'll never use what you learned in school unless what you were looking for to learn is sit down, shut up, do this work, and turn it in on this time, which is exactly what your ass gonna be doing when you go punch somebody else's clock and making their ass rich. And I know being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. You know, and I'm not telling everybody to try it either. By all means, you got to do what works for you. You got to find what works for you. But school don't teach you no whole bunch of basic fundamentals about what you should do, when you should do it, how you should do it. You know, it teaches you how to shut up, listen, I'm going to put this in front of you. I want it done. I want it done this way. And I want it done in this amount of time. You know, and I think that also is still good for, you know, if you need to run your own business, because you still have to learn that. And that's going to be a fundamental in your own shit, your own business, because you still going to have to do that too, a part of your own business. Sit down, you're going to have to do this work on the internet, you're going to have to do this research, you know, then you're going to have to apply it. And then after you apply it the first time and you find out that it works, you're going to have to reapply it over and over and over and over again until you are able to make your billions or trillions of dollars. Man, I caught this motherfucker. Oh my God. Billions or trillions of dollars or whatever, you know, that you're going to end up making, you know, from your good works. All right. So I really don't believe in those things. You know, I also don't believe that no brother, no person of color, no what we're called black people should have any animosity towards somebody that looks like you. Any. I probably turn this fucking light on. Any fucking animosity towards anybody that looks like you. Stop mean mugging niggas. Oh, I forgot. I said I wasn't gonna call niggas. I apologize. I'm working on it. But they be acting like niggas every day. It'd be hard. I'm sorry. I apologize. But don't have no animosity, no nothing. Speak to them. You know, greet them. Help them if you can. You know, I mean, do what you can do for anybody that looks like you. Any goddamn body that looks like you. I mean, I'm just saying. So, you know, I don't believe that that's actually going to happen, however, because I don't see it happening. You know, which leads me to get over here and make this video today. Now, I'm going to leave out, you know, a couple of things because, as far as like names and stuff like that, because they might not want it out. But, yeah, probably, I don't know how much I'm going to leave out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave some stuff out. But I'm going to make sure I let y'all know the things that are 100% true. But I had a bunch of situations today where I talked to people as nicely and politely as I possibly can, as timidly as I possibly can, because most of you know I'm a pretty big guy. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a pretty big guy. So I don't want to be perceived as scary or intimidating to anybody, because I don't mean anybody any harm that doesn't mean me immediate harm. And what that means is you can talk shit about me every day, all day. You can say what you're going to do to me any day, all day. It's not going to be a problem unless I believe it. If I believe it, you definitely going to have a problem. You definitely going to have a problem. Definitely going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? But I promise you, I ain't show up nowhere for no problems. Nowhere for no problems. Because that is not what my life is about. And that's another story that I'm going to have to bring up, you know what I mean, around by here too. But I'm going to start writing this stuff down, man. I be having some good shit to talk about. Oh my God. But at any rate, oh my God, I miss my accent. But, you know, for me, it's like talking to these people, man. And like, hey, brother, hey, sister, hey, young man, hey, young lady, you know, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. And I swear to God, this is what brings out the rage in me. And I mean the motherfucking rage in me. And I'm sorry about the cussing, but y'all gonna hear some of that, but I'm still gonna apologize anyway. But it's like, if I'm talking to somebody, I expect for you to treat me like I'm treating you. Reason being, I gave you respect. I gave you respect in order to receive respect. I'm going to say that one more time, because I know, unfortunately, some people of color are very motherfucking dumb. They say that they understand, and they really don't understand, because they are 100% motherfucking dumb. Okay? So now we got that part out of the way real quick. Okie dokie. So every time I have to tell somebody something, well, hey man, you know, you can't do this. Or hey man, you can't do that. Somebody always wants to tell me that, oh man, don't talk to me like that, man. I'm gonna do what I want to do, man. Dog, why you over here talking to me, bro? So I had to let them know that, hey, I'm over here talking to you, man, because I'm supposed to be talking to you. I work here. And at this place that you don't own, which is private property, you're going to have to abide by their rules. And if you choose not to abide by their rules, it's a safe bet, bro, for you to go ahead and leave if you don't like it. Now, let's go back up to the front, man, so I can try to get you your bread back. Because I don't want you to be mad because your money gone. You know, and a lot of people don't agree with that, but I'd be like, for me, it's easier if somebody is disgruntled to give them their money back, you know, because they're going to bash you anyway, because that's what black folks do. They're going to bash you good. They're going to bash you bad. They're going to bash you. That's what they do, right? So at least I know in my mind, in my heart, that, hey, we had a disagreement. He or she was not where I am, and that's fine. Now, let's solve this really quickly where everybody is going to be okay. You don't want to be in here? That's fine. You don't want to abide by any rules because you think rules don't apply to you? Then that's fine, you know. But you're not going to stay in here and do whatever you want to do. Now, let's get your money back so you won't feel like nobody robbed you for your money. And everybody knows me, knows I tell people that all the time. All the time. Hey, man, let's go up here and get your money back, man. Let's get your money back, because I don't want you feeling some kind of way like somebody robbed you or somebody did something to you. Although, and I'm going to try to turn this around, and hopefully y'all can see it. Here goes some police right here, right? And I'm glad I rolled by. I actually missed my exit, so I got a chance to turn back around. But the reason that I showed that is because when people in those vehicles tell you something, you motherfuckers obey. You motherfuckers obey. And you're not going to have a word to say about it. The few that do have, you know what I'm saying, a word to say about it, usually are fucked up motherfuckers and going down the wrong road anyway, and the police don't even care about you. They just give you enough motherfucking shovels to continue to bury yourself. Like the motherfuckers riding around here with these motherfucking plates from, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking 1909 on their motherfucking cars. You know what I'm saying? They giving y'all enough rope to bury your motherfucking ass. You're going to be so far in debt you can't get out. Whole nother topic though. But you always got something to say back. Listen, man, I'm not your enemy, first off. I couldn't be your enemy on no level. Secondly, you know, but don't get mad at me because I'm doing my job, and you mad because you mad at the world, or you mad because you think somebody owe you something, or you mad because you just simply feel like nobody's supposed to tell you something. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. But listen, this is what I want you to do, right? This is what I want you to do, right? Right? This is what I want you to do, right? This is what I want you to do. I want you to stay your motherfucking ass in your house. In your house, nigga, not your mama house, not your boyfriend house, not your granny house, not your cousin house. Stay in your house where you pay all the stuff, and don't interact with people where you might be forced to do something that you don't want to do. Because if you're in somebody else's domain, you're in somebody else's property, you're in somebody else's something, you probably gonna have to do something that you don't want to do. You want to know why? Because it ain't your shit, stupid motherfucker. It's not your shit. All right? If you don't own it, you can't do what you want to do. And even when you own it, you still don't own it. Don't pay them taxes and see what happened. My nigga, you don't own that shit. You don't own it. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, if you don't like what people are saying, man, stay in the house. Y'all motherfuckers got too much attitude, you know what I'm saying? Too much heart, too much pride, you know what I'm saying, about everything except the things that really matter. All of the stuff that really matters, you don't. Like getting an understanding, having understanding, having knowledge, spreading knowledge. Do you know anything about that? Having pride about that? No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all do you have that. But it sends me, who is a person from the streets, done way more stuff than I even care to talk about or mention, and got in way more trouble, you know, than I definitely care to talk about. You feel me? Some stuff can't talk about. You feel me? And survived out here because God had a plan for me. So I'm still out here and I'm supposed to spread this word. And people that know me, y'all know I get down. I try to teach everybody everything, pass the word and be helpful. And apparently that's my payback, my retribution for all of the bad stuff that I've done. And I'm more than happy to do it. I should have turned the light on for that. Definitely more than happy to do it. And I'm going to continue to do it because if I've done a bunch to mess up some stuff, I definitely want to try to make, you know, the rest of this stuff be better. So definitely, you know, I'm going to try to make this better. But one thing that it does for me, and I can see how, and this is another thing that I'm going to express. And for those of you who like rock with Android phones and stuff like that, but they might even have it on Apple too, I'm not sure. I got an Apple phone too, but I don't really rock with Apple. But it's my business phone and I got one, and so goddamn what. Okay, at any rate. But check out Serial. It's a podcast called Serial, like serial killer, not like cereal. I'm gonna eat this shit in the morning, but serial killer, right? It's just that. It's Serial, and it's a bunch of stuff up in there, you know, just about, you know, the way that things happen to and for black people that are 100% unfair, and does still too happen for some white people too, depending on if they got records and stuff like that already. Already is the key word to that shit. Already. But at any rate, it was one thing on the podcast that really stuck out to me. And it stuck out to me because I be feeling that kind of way myself, right? So what happened was, old man was actually a boxer. Had a boxing match actually with Mike Tyson, like a gang of years ago. Of course, got slaughtered. But he had one anyway with Mike Tyson. Any rate, he was in a altercation where he ended up killing a guy. And he killed that guy because, unfortunately, he had an older young guy who, again, that think that people owe them something. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I can tell you this. I can tell you that, but you can't tell me shit. It's telling him, you think you should move this, that, and the third. After the guy got tired of, the older guy got tired of the harassing, he did get up and try to move. But guess what happened? This entitled nigga, yeah, I know I said I was going to stop, but I can't right now because it's important that I say this. This nigga decides that he don't want this man to get himself out of this potentially harmful situation for him or the other person. So he's blocking his way, cussing the man out, being extremely derogatory towards the man, you know, and the man just like, hey man, just leave me alone, bro. Like, let me do me. You know what I'm saying? You do you, and you let me do me, and it's cool. but they were still antagonizing the man, antagonizing him. You know, so he had got to the point where the man felt threatened, and in him feeling, I don't know what the hell I just did, feeling threatened, he, the young guy said he had a CCW. He didn't pull a weapon or anything, but, oh damn, that ain't cool. He said he had a CCW, which to, you know, everybody that's been out here in the streets, it says that you can, you know, conceal a weapon, which means you got a weapon on you. If you're going to tell me that you got a CCW, you know, you got a weapon. So to me, that means enemy threat is there for me. So the guy was like, me too. I got a gun too. You know what I mean? So he still wasn't wanting no trouble. So he walks up to the door because he finna get off. Dude steady telling him we can fight, you know, this, that, and the third. So, you know, when the dude was still messing with him so bad, he pulled the gun out. He had the gun on the side, you know, like toward his leg or whatnot. So, but he didn't pull it and point it at the dude. He just let him know, like, hey, bro, you know, while you talking about what you're gonna do, man, listen, I'm gonna do this here, man. Just leave me alone. Let me do me, right? So naturally, the dude back off. You know what I'm saying, son? But he's still talking shit because he know that this dude might get him for real. So now people are screaming, he's got a gun, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. Dude trying to get off, you know what I'm saying, the bus, you know, because he ain't really trying to be off into that. So a girl chooses on her own to kick him, you know what I'm saying, in his ass. And that is what kind of pushed him off the bus, right? So her dude comes out the bus, the other dude come out the bus. They kind of antagonizing and kind of just picking with him. Dude kind of do a boxing shuffle, you know what I'm saying? Because that's his heritage or whatever. And, you know, but he was still backpedaling. So he decides to leave. So the boyfriend of the girl that kicked him off, literally kicked him off the bus, kicked him in his ass, you know, he's going over there now trying to antagonize the dude for whatever reason, talking about what they was going to do to him. Unfortunately, when they ran up on him to hit him, dude turned around, shot that dude and killed him. Now, mind you, initially, he didn't have anything to do with this situation. His old lady half-ass put them in it by kicking the dude in the ass, kicking him off the bus. Now you out here fucking with the dude off the bus while your old lady on the bus, right? Kill his ass. So, of course, everybody's asking for him to go to jail, you know what I'm saying, for murder, right? Here's the problem. The bus had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, had 7 to 9 angles on the bus. Plus some people had some cell phones and shit like that, right? So, you know, just basically after looking over all of this, what ended up happening was the prosecutor presented this thing. He actually presented all of the information to the grand jury. Although legally, I found out they don't have to give them all the information. Even if they know that something may clear the person, they still don't have to give it to them, right? But at any rate, they gave it to him. Grand jury didn't come back with an indictment for him for that. He did end up, you know what I'm saying, having to plead out on something, but not to that. So I feel him on, you know, when you try to talk to people and deal with people, they always like smart mouth, got some shit to say, think that they run some shit, whatever. Bro, you really don't, man. You really don't. And it don't matter sometimes if you could win a fight, if you could whoop me. That still don't mean you're going to lead a building because you can whoop me. Period. And I've taken some lumps and bumps because everybody know I do security. Been doing this shit for a long time. I've taken some lumps and bumps. Actually, I took, you know what I'm saying, some today because we had, I think it ended up being 5 or 6 people fighting today or whatever. But, you know, that's what we do. You doing security, you're going to run up in there. Running up in there, that shit happens. It is what it is. You go in. Unfortunately, you sneak you something in too. And you either become a part of the fight or you break the fight up. One of the two is going to happen. It just depends on how much of your feelings you get into from that first punch you take. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But, you know, I'm just like, you know, people sometimes are not going to win, man. You're not going to win sometime. And even when, you know what I'm saying, when you win part of it sometime, you still don't win all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately for you, even if you beat me, I'm not the only person in that building. There's 1 or 2 police officers in that building also. And there's 1 to 2 other security guards in that building also. Also. You know what I mean? So you not getting out that building ain't going to be quite as easy. Because your fight with me ain't going to be just over. And I'm not talking tough or none of shit like that, because I'm not tough at all. But I've never been knocked out. I've never been knocked out in my life. Ever. You know what I'm saying? That might be the easiest way that you're going to be able to get out that building. But I've never been knocked out, ever. I've never been knocked out. Not saying that I can't, knock on wood. But I've never been knocked out, so it's not going to be no easy show. So if you don't knock me out the first time, you're going to have your work cut out for you for the rest of it. You're going to know that you were actually in a fight for the remainder of the situation. Period, point blank. And again, I'm not tough by no means. But I'm going to definitely do my job. Because I'm not tough. Okay? So, I definitely feel them where, because I dislike niggas so much that I find myself instantly being like, oh my God, I want to choke this motherfucker. And my whole demeanor changes in a situation where I'm like, you know, well, hey man, you know, this ain't gonna, you know, work out very well. Listen, man, you just do this, man, and everybody be cool, man. And if not, let's just go get your money back. Ain't no problem. It's all good. It's good. So from nice, cool, cordial to you motherfuckers, see, this is the type of bullshit I be talking about. I understand why motherfuckers put 17 bullets in your motherfucking head, bro. I understand why motherfuckers put 17 bullets in your head. Because they tired of motherfuckers like you and your monkey shit. All the time, bro. All the time. All the time. All the motherfucking time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't no tough motherfuckers out here. Only tough motherfuckers that I've seen are the motherfucking cemetery located all across motherfucking Missouri. And motherfucking penitentiaries all across Missouri. I don't know about other states because I don't live in other states. But all the tough motherfuckers that I know, oh, nigga, fuck you, nigga, do what you gonna do, nigga, I don't care, nigga. Them niggas dead or in jail, bro. Them the niggas that I think is tough. Nigga, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna do me regardless, nigga. I'm gonna pop that thing, I'm gonna rob this motherfucker, I'm gonna break in this house. I don't give a fuck about nothing. And then do it behind what they say. Those are the tough motherfuckers to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna reap what you sow. Promises. You're gonna reap what the fuck you sow. You know what I'm saying? So if you that tough, then that's where you at, then, you know, by all means, go there. But I can see why, you know, and everybody has seen different videos and shit like that where you got one motherfucker that's cool, calm, and collective, and some stupid ass nigga come up in there, and next thing you know, that nigga laying out. You know what I'm saying? With slob coming out his motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or a nigga to knock this motherfucking noodles out his head. You know what I mean? Because niggas don't know no other thing besides, hey, bro, you know, my bad, man. I'm sorry. It ain't no problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Or fuck it, man. I ain't going to abide by these rules. But yeah, man, let's go get my bread. I'm cool with that. And that's the only thing that you should be saying. Because when them other races, when we tell them something, you know what the motherfuckers say? Oh, you can't do that? Oh, hey, you know, no problem. I apologize. I didn't see. I didn't know. And they'll never do it again. But niggas, of course, are going to just keep going. They're just going to keep going. That's just what they do. They're going to keep going. You know what I mean? So, you know, and then like even, you know, when you're dealing with children, which is probably one of my biggest peeves, they feel like, you know, sometimes you can't touch them. And depending on what that circumstance is, you can touch them. That's why the police touch them. Because depending on the circumstances, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to jail, if you're going to be arrested, if you're committed a crime heinous enough that, you know, they need to restrain you and stuff like that, guess what? It is going to fucking happen despite whatever you think, despite whatever you like, despite whatever, even despite the goddamn law. they're going to touch your ass. You know what I mean? We've seen it time and time and time again, but even when you're trying to like lead them in the right direction, right? It's like the parents are worse. Oh my God, I'll be so tired. I got so much work to do. The parents are worse than a child. Then it's like, oh my God, I'm tripping. I apologize, y'all. I apologize because I called them parents. Excuse me. They're not parents. They motherfuckers with children. That's not a goddamn parent. Not a parent. A parent is a motherfucker who's actively parenting. That is somebody that is proactive in their child's life for the betterment of themselves and the communities in which they live. That's a parent. So a lot of you motherfuckers ain't parents. So just because a lot of you fucking women, not you women, because you motherfuckers ain't women, you motherfuckers with pussies, or girls, or female species, or I'm about to come up with a name. Just because you have a child does not mean you're a mother. Just like y'all always say, just because a nigga got a baby don't mean he a daddy. Y'all even worse. You want to know why? Because you carry the child. And I'm not woman bashing. I'm not queen bashing all you black women with your black queen shit. I'm not black queen bashing at all. Because you got to be a queen in order for a motherfucker to bash you. So if you're not acting like one, you are not one. That's a whole nother topic too that's coming up. As a matter of fact, that's going to be something that you're going to be able to go see too. It's coming up real soon, y'all. But you have to be that person. Like if you tell somebody you're a better person from who you were before, you have to actually do it. I mean, you got to actually do it. You got to actually be a better person. You got to actually act better than you used to act. Okay? If you are a much better financially responsible person than you were before, that means you got to be more responsible with your money. That means you can't be going to buy $40 motherfucking ball caps. Ball caps are $40 to put on your head every week because you got a new outfit. You want to color coordinate them. It's not financially responsible at all. I mean, I'm just saying. Or going around because you need the new pair of Jordans or the new pair of Air Max or the new pair of anything. It's not being financially responsible. Somebody that's financially responsible, for you people who don't know, which is probably unfortunately a lot of you guys, somebody that's financially responsible is going to have more assets than liabilities. And if you don't know what that means, go ahead and look it up. But I'll give you an example. You buy a house, but you don't have a business where you have an office in your house. And you're just paying the rent on it to live in it. And it's a beautiful house and you can afford to pay for it and all that. That is a liability. It's not going to make you any money. Unless you're finna do some additions, which is going to cost you some money in order to gain a little bit of money back. Which to me, still not a viable source of income. Because if anybody that knows anything about, finances and how to make money and stuff like that, you should be getting a minimum 50% margin. So if you're not getting a minimum of 50% margin, if you put a deck on your house and you spend $20,000 on your deck, if that deck is not going to bring you $40,000, you fucked up. You totally fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That is not, what the financial world would call a great deal. It's not a great deal. Now, if you buy a house, you can buy it cheap or get it cheap, put some money in it, rent it out, and that property pay for itself, and then put a couple of dollars in your pocket. Now it's an asset. Now it's an asset because it's bringing you money versus taking you money. You dig? So your money's not leaving your pocket for it. Money's coming into your pocket monthly or however you choose to do your leases. So that's just a prime example for, some of you people and responsibility. Okay. So, if we are going to continue, and when I say we, I'm not necessarily talking about myself. But I don't even want to necessarily exclude myself either, because if things are going to change, we're all going to have to be proactive, and which is what I'm doing right now, being proactive and speaking to you guys about change right now. And even though it might sound bad to some degree or what have you, I'm still speaking of change right now. So if us grown-ups are not being proactive in doing stuff to better our lives so we can better our children's lives, so they can be better than we are for real. And better than us is not having a bigger house. It's not fucking better than your parent. I know the American dream, the colonization that you people follow tells you that, but that's not, you know what I'm saying, being better than your parents. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, we have to be proactive in teaching our kids to be respectful, teaching them to be mannerable, teaching them to be responsible in all aspects and retrospects of their lives. If you're not doing that, just go ahead and just shoot yourself in the head. Shoot yourself in the head, because you're the biggest part of the problem. Because even if your child acts a goddamn fool and then you come up and act a fool with them, both of you motherfuckers is fools, but you're the biggest one because you're the one that's supposed to be mature. You're the one that's supposed to be grown. But you're doing the same shit that your child is doing, which makes you a fucking child. That's why I said you're not a woman or you're not a man, you know what I'm saying, if you're not doing nothing to better, you know what I'm saying, your situation and your child's situation. You're not. And not saying that I've always been the best dad, because I sure as shit haven't. I've done way too many things to say I could even apply for a fucking top dad situation. I totally can't. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you'll never, ever be able to say is that I wasn't there. My kids ain't never had to look for me. You know what I'm saying? Never had to. I got a shitload of them. They ain't never had to look for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've always been around. I've always been available. Thank God I've done some shit that should have sent my ass to jail, but didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I still been out here. They still always have access to me. And they may not have agreed with everything that I said, but they're not supposed to. Because I think Beyonce said in her little blog or whatever she did, a little documentary or whatever she did, her dad told her clearly his job was to, you know what I'm saying, monitor her until she became old enough that now he can become her mentor. So I'm supposed to monitor your life until you're old enough to monitor your own goddamn life. And sometimes you're not going to like the shit that I say or do, you know what I'm saying, to try to lead you or push you in the right direction. And you're not supposed to, and I'm fine with that. Long as you learn the lesson in the end, then I'm fine. Lesson learned. You understand what I'm talking about? So, no, I'm not the supreme dad by no fucking means. But I am a dad. I've always been there. And I can promise you, around me, you can find a million motherfucking young adults and kids that call me dad or pops or OG. All love, because they do love me, because I fuck with them. I've been fucking with them tough for years and years and years and years and years. Because I just love children. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? So, and that can be verified anywhere. I mean, you go to my Facebook page, it's verified all the time. I mean, it's a post on it today with some love for pops today. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but it's not like I'm, going out here to get it, or anything that I do is for that, because it's not. I just do what I feel like I'm supposed to, and I do what I can. You know what I'm saying? So it just kind of is what it is, right? So, the more to this story is for today, just my experiences that I've gone through today. I'm going to need everybody, but women in particular, because y'all house our children. Or girls, or people with vaginas, or female species, or whatever. I'm going to come up with the politically correct word for that. Hopefully by this next episode. But you have more of an obligation than that father does to be an influence on that child, because that child lives in the home with you. So everything that you do and everybody that you have around them is a direct reflection of who they may potentially turn out to be. And things that they do are going to be a direct reflection of the things that were done in front of them. I've got some of those woes myself. You understand what I'm saying? So be more proactive in being a better you. Because if you be a better you, I promise you, you'll be a better parent because you'll be, getting your stuff together. So with you getting your stuff together, inadvertently, your child's stuff will get 100% better also. So I'm going to go ahead and run into the store, man, and get the stuff that I need. And get on back to the house because I still got to go to work, unfortunately, and then get up earlier and still go to work because, it's just part of the game, right? But let's try to be better, you know what I'm saying, at taking care of our stuff. So I salute you, black women of the species, the female species, because it's a billion gazillion of y'all that do an amazing job at taking care of our children. I salute. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, there's far too many of you that don't. And I see it on a day-to-day, weekend-to-weekend basis. You know what I'm saying? So I can prove it. Ain't no doubt about it. I can prove it. You know what I'm saying? And for those of y'all that don't believe me, y'all know my number on the book. You can call me. I'll prove it to you. It ain't no problem. I'll prove it to you. You understand what I'm talking about? So get, better about yourself. Start loving you. Start loving everything about you. Start loving your journey, embracing your past, and start moving forward so you can be a better you. And then in turn, your children will be better too. All right. I'm out. Next one coming back up.